The Cowboys were still a shining star in the NFL skies at the beginning of the 1983 season. On opening night before a national television audience, they paid back the Redskins for their conference championship loss the year before, coming from 20 points behind to pull out the victory at RFK Stadium. With the Doomsday defense still at its deadliest and Danny White firing touchdowns everywhere, the Cowboys cruised to a dozen wins and another playoff berth. But Dallas lost in the opening round against the Rams, with Danny White taking most of the shots on the field and all of them from the crowd.
But I can remember for that next offseason and feeling like the fans felt that I had let the team down. And there seemed to be a growing sentiment toward, Gary Hogeboom was the backup at the time, and then in '84, Coach Landry called me in and said that he felt that it was in my best interest and the team best interest long term that he start Gary.
There was a poll in the Dallas paper that some of the players said they'd like to see Gary Hogeboom in the game. It led to a decision that Tom Landry should not have made. And here's a guy that quarterbacked 3 NFC championship games. That was the beginning of, I think, the deterioration with the Dallas Cowboys.
The team failed to make the playoffs in 1984, then suffered a quick exit the following year in what would be their last postseason appearance until the 90s. But even as Dallas struggled through the rest of the decade, they could always depend on cornerback Everson Walls. A Dallas native raised just a few miles from Texas Stadium, Walls made the team as a free agent, then set the franchise record with 11 interceptions in a season.
Young in heart, but not in spirit, because I'm out there trying every play just like anyone else. And I think my statistics are proving that, I can be as good as any professional ball player out there.
Walls was voted to 4 Pro Bowls during the 80s and retired as the second leading pass interceptor in team history. Despite his best efforts, the Cowboys stumbled in 1986 to their first losing record in 20 years. There was one bright spot that season, however, the arrival of former Heisman Trophy winner Herschel Walker, who didn't take long to make an impact.
And White with a handoff, Walker, left tackle breaking a 45, backfield, one man to beat. Herschel Walker to the 20, Herschel Walker to the 10, Herschel Walker, touchdown, Cowboys winning overtime, 60 yards for Herschel Walker.
You have just seen the future of the Cowboys, and the future looks a whole lot better with that one, doesn't it?
He just has a great uniqueness of power that makes him exceptional. Herschel is a new breed, and he's the one now that we're counting on really to rebuild our team.
I can run as fast as the fastest guy in the NFL. I think I'm as strong as some of the strongest backs in the NFL. I think a lot of defensive backs don't know what I'm going to do, whether, to really buckle up because Herschel's going to run me over, or to, try to get ready to catch him because I'm going to try to go around you.
Walker led Dallas in rushing over the next 2 years, but it wasn't nearly enough to prevent the Cowboys' slide into the division basement. In 1988, Dallas slumped to a 3-13 record, their fewest wins since the team's very first season. Changes would have to be made, and one of the first was the departure of the only coach the Cowboys had ever had. After 29 years, Tom Landry was gone from the team, but not forgotten in their hearts.
He was just a special man. I don't know I'll ever come across anybody that handled himself in a way that he did and wanted less of the limelight.
He's all you want to believe in a human being, someone that gave a heck of a lot more than he took out of life.
Landry built an expansion team into the NFL's model franchise. The man in the fedora had always been the symbol of the Cowboys. Now he rode off into the sunset, marking the end of a golden era.